Good morning. I'm here in my backyard because my wife. And of course, there's a tractor across the river making noise. But here in New Zealand, yes, go get your hair did. Here in New Zealand, outdoor clothes dryers, or I don't know there's got to be a name for these things, but they're ubiquitous. This is how we dry clothes because very few people have dryers. And if you do have a dryer, why would you use one when you can let the wind do it? And even the Weather Service lists drying times in their forecast, so it's very cool. Tui bird. Anyways, so hanging clothes is very important. Where the rubber hits the road or the towel hits a clothesline really comes down to clothespins. And so there's a variety. And so today I thought I would take you through the pros and cons of different clothespins or fabric adherence devices, fads, so you can be better informed about how to use clothespins. So this is your standard clothespin. It's been around, I don't know, Google it. But this is, when most people think of clothespins, this is what they think. I think they're called pegs here too, but this isn't really a peg. So this is your standard wood clothespin. Advantages: they're cheap, easy to find. This one you can see just has the little notch there, and that will be important. But they're cheap. The wood tends to last a little bit longer. It can get wet and not have too many problems. So that's your standard clothespin. Now there are variants on that design, not a lot. But so here we have some plastic one. Any of these clothespins though, one of the problems is they can rust because it's going to rain. At some point in New Zealand when you hang your clothes out, it's going to be in the rain. So just, not that they're not effective, but they can rust. Plastic ones come in various, so here's a nice sturdy plastic one. See, it's got a little, it's a little more sturdy because one of these cheap ass ones, you'll use them for a while and then they'll break, right? They'll break right there. Now this one you'll notice has sort of two indentations. So in general, if you put the clothespin on the first one, the advantage is you can move it back and forth. But if you want your clothes to stay put, say you have a line with some slope in it or something, or you don't want the wind to gather things up, then you use the second indentation because the first indentation does not hold the clothes as tight as the second one. So this one gives you the option of two different rates of compression and slidability on the clothesline. This one too has, it's got actually three different compression variations. If you want to get really fancy, these are your yuppie kind of high grade plastic clothespins. You'll see they have a little textured grip, so they don't slip out of your hands. Happens so often. So these have, they're dual colors. They've got little textured grips. That inner part is foamy. It gives a softer grip for your delicates. So this is the high end, but completely not necessary clothespin. Now, the other sort of type of clothespin is the peg clothespin, and they also come in a couple different varieties. Now, the nice thing about peg clothespins is they're very easy to remove. Just pull them off. Which when you're trying to bring in the laundry in because it's raining, and you didn't realize it was raining, and now your clothes are going to get wet and you got to get them in the basket really quick before it super rains. It's nice to have a lot of clothes up with the peg ones because you can just pull those puppies off quickly. These ones you have to squeeze. It takes extra half second, but if the rain's coming, that actually becomes important. So different varieties. These have the little T-top. These are nice because you can use them either way. That comes in handy because one of the drawbacks of these is they tend to break and they tend to snap off and then they're useless. So on these, if they snap off, you can just twist them around and still use it. So I like that. Now you'll notice this is all, these can slide off because there's nothing really holding it on there other than the friction. So they're not bad to use, but the range of thickness that you can use is fairly limited. I wouldn't go thicker than this towel. This is another model. You can see this also has your variable compressibility hole, so that kind of holds it on the line a little bit better. You know, I used to be a sort of clippy guy, but because of the ease of getting them off and actually putting them on, kind of more of this kind of clothespin now guy. That is your tutorial on clothespins.